recognize Senator Sanders.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and let me thank all of our guests for being here to discuss a very important subject. Needless to say, Mr. Chairman, you and I look at this world a little bit differently regarding this subject. In my view, in a highly competitive global economy, in an economy where technology is changing the very nature of work and the jobs we perform, if we are going to have the kind of standard of living that the American people deserve, we need the best educated workforce in the world. And I would trust there is not a lot of debate about the importance of that. Sadly, that is not the case today. Our nation used to lead the world in the percentage of adults with a college degree. We were number one. Today, despite being the wealthiest nation in the history of the world, we are in 11th place in terms of the percentage of adults with a college degree. We are now behind countries like Japan, South Korea, Canada, the United Kingdom, Ireland, Australia, and Switzerland, among others. Being 11th in a competitive global economy in the number of our people who have college degrees is not a good place to be. Mr. Chairman, we not only must we strive to have the strongest economy in the world, we also need an economy and an educational system which provides for the basic necessities of life for the American people. Yet today in our country, we have an understaffed workforce, something which this committee has discussed, which has led us to massive shortages of doctors, nurses, dentists, pharmacists, mental health counselors, and psychologists. So we're living in a country where in terms of health care, we're not able to even provide the kind of care that our people need. And that is one of the failures of our educational system. Further, at a time when we face major infrastructural challenges and when we need to transform our energy system away from fossil fuel in order to save this planet from the ravages of climate change, we don't have enough engineers, construction workers, plumbers, pipe fitters, sheet metal workers, and electricians because we have not made apprenticeship programs and trade schools widely available. Moreover, Mr. Chairman, I happen to be a strong believer in lifelong learning. Learning is not just the means to getting a good job. As human beings, from 2 to 102, people strive to learn. It's part of what being human is about, and we should make that opportunity available to all. Mr. Chairman, in the early part of the 19th century, not only did low-income and working-class kids not have the opportunity to go to college, many of them were unable to receive a high school education or even a primary school education. Young people at that point were working on farms, they were working in fields, and they were working in factories, often under terrible, terrible conditions. Higher education at that time was available only to the children of the wealthy, mostly boys. Working people and trade unions understood at that time how unfair that was. And they looked around them, they saw the rich kids going to Harvard and Yale, and their kids not getting any education at all. And they fought hard all over this country to say, you know what, we want a public education system free for all kids to the 12th grade. And that was a major step forward for the United States of America. Well, the world has changed just a little bit over the last 100 years. 40 or 50 years ago in Louisiana or Vermont, virtually any state in this country, if you received a high school degree, the odds were pretty good that you would be able to go out and get a decent paying job, raise a family, buy a house, and survive on one income. That was 40 or 50 years ago. Well, that world has changed. Today, the global economy has changed the world, technology has changed, and our educational needs have changed. Anybody here really think that a high school degree is all kids need today? Most people don't. In America today, a college degree is the equivalent in many ways of what a high school degree was a generation ago. Today, the median worker with a bachelor's degree will earn over $1 million more in their career than that same worker with just a high school diploma. But it's not just money. Young people want to get the best education they can so that they can be productive and contributing members of our society. All over this country, I've had the opportunity to talk to young people who did well in high school. It's one of the saddest stories you're ever going to hear. Kids did well in high school. They want to get a college education, but they simply can't afford it. They look at the price tag and they say, no way am I going to go $50,000, $100,000 in debt. How many wonderful young scientists and teachers do we lose?